Let's go, Toto! Oh, yeah! Stop it! Wait a minute! This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Let's go, Toto! Come on, man! Alright, I've literally just pressed stop record on the last episode and I'm ready to get into more of this Toto and Yuji versus Mahito, because like I said, that's got me hyped more than anything thus far, and I really need some closure on this whole Nobita situation. They're really making us just think and just wait for a definitive answer on what's going on here. But at this point, I swear there is no way she is actually dead. I refuse to believe the show would do something like that. Even so, it's got me going, and I imagine a lot of you guys as well, on this massive ride of like what's going on. So the writing, you can only tip your hat to it. It's just fantastic. The last episode was just absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed it so much. Everything was fantastic. Toto's entrance, the Mekamaru and Miwa situation, even the Nobita shakeup, all the things Mahito was doing, Toto's speech to Yuji, all the black flashing, it was just incredible. So I really hope we get to see more. I can't believe this show is just continuing to get better. Like this is peak. Like, is this the end of the show? Like, I know it's not, but that's what it feels like. So they've done an absolutely fantastic job with all of this. So before I get into the episode here, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I'd really appreciate it and it would really help me out. But now I'm going to get into Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episode 21. That's insane. He's covered all of this area. This was it from last episode. I hope it is, man. I hope it is. Bro, it's just sick. Nah, don't do that. Don't get hit now though, Toto. Don't get touched. No, get rid of that face. I hate that. Oh, he's a freak. I'm gonna keep saying it. Nah, don't do that either. Bro, this is is it getting better still? It could be. Hey, yo, what is going on? Well, Mahito is discovering things about himself right now, I'm sure. I love this track. Dude, Boogie Woogie is overpowered. I hate these eyes, man. Okay, yeah, not strong. Todo Aoi. Hey! Underestimation? Jesus Christ. Oh my god. And Toto got rocked. This could be a good fight here. Is that a coat hanger? I always forget he can do it. Oh, it's so sick. He still recognizes them as people. Bro, fix your head, man. Thank you. Sometimes you forget how strong Yuji is. That's crazy. Oh, slide on those things, man. That's always sick. Oh, yeah. Oh, the two-footed kick. Bro, you have to remember that for Mahito, this is like, he's having the time of his life right now. Like, this is like peak living for him. Look at him. He dealt with them like that. Let's go. Don't sleep on Toto, man. Yeah, he's the guy. Toto is him. Yeah, Sukuna. You can't. But he has to use it only on Toto. But Yuji will just enter it like last time. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Gojo? He's gonna do it briefly? He's exactly the same as Gojo. Just enough to maybe hit Toto? Uh-huh. Yep. Okay, he did it instantaneously. Okay, no, that makes sense. He's evolved. What? Yo? No. He cut his arm off, bro. There's no shot. Bro, can he get that back? Okay, so it's hard for him to use his auto transfiguration. So he went for a black flash instead of using his technique. He just tanked it. Oh, dude, Toto is different. Oh, that's not looking good though. Alright, now he's back. Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. He can't use the boogie woogie. Snap. Is that metaphorical? I feel like there's a picture of Takada. Oh, it's Takada and Yuji. Why are we doing this right now? Toto's imagination. I can't. But hey, whatever you need, Toto. Whatever you need to go nuts. I like how his arm's back in his imagination too. Hey, more power. Oh, look at him. Why is he gonna dress up like this? Hey, go off, Toto. I hope they actually somehow get together, like in real life. That would be sick. Oh, he's still back. He activated his technique by clapping Mahito's hand. And then Yuji black flashes. Is that his hand because he touched Mahito though? Yeah, that's... Wow. Bro, that was insane. But is he cooked now just like that? But a lot did just happen. He pretty much got hit by Mahito's technique twice. The fact that he's alive is nuts. Leave the rest to me, man. Yeah, without Toto, we'd be in a very different spot right now. I wonder how much damage Mahito's really taken now. Oh no. He's unlocked everything. Is he gonna use it on himself? Holy shit. What? What? We have... Is this Mahito? Instant spirit... He has a new form? It's a happy birthday. I did not see this coming. Dude, he looks freaking dope. Oh my god. This is his true form. Right, it's not gonna happen. Look at Yuji. Come on now. How much stronger is he now? Oh, that sounded metal. Even harder than Chozo. Oh, Jesus, what was that? Hey! Oh no, not again. Bro, Yuji's always getting really cut up, man. Bro, is he doing any damage? Yeah, he's evolved. He has evolved. Oh, Jesus. And Yuji's just getting slashed, man. You still can't use Idol Transfiguration on Yuji, though. But that's not looking so good, man. Is there anyone else that can come in? I don't know. The Kyoto students? I really don't know. Can they even do anything? Bro, this is nuts. I didn't think we'd be here right now. Yeah, Bro, but it's like, it's almost like Sukuna. What? Okay, he's feeling the effects. Oh, bro, I'm so here for this right now. Let's go, Yuji. Oh my god, look at him. Yep. It's all about timing. Oh, dude, he's willing it. If he gets hit, it's going to be a black flash. Are they both got a black flash? You got him. Yeah, divergent fist? Toto. He said, I'm not done. I counted him out. I shouldn't have. The soul. Oh. He can't boogie woogie. Is the black flash? I'm gonna cry just out of sheer epicness. Look at Yuji. Oh my god. Toto faked him out and Yuji got him. Could this be it? Could this be it for Mahito maybe? Nah, I think it's time. He's out. He's out. Mahito said you have to accept this. Yeah, but Mahito was spitting. Oh, please. Ever since Junpei, this is what he said. Oh my god! Bro, Mahito is so scared. Let's go, Yuji. Yeah, except... Where do we go? What does this mean? Imagine this is like Yuji's domain or something. But Yuji's accepted it. This is what Mahito said last episode. You have to accept it. And the dogs? Wolves? This must just be... I have no idea. Symbolic of... Oh my god. That's Yuji. And the hair was Mahito. Oh my god. That's sick. Dude, this interpretation is wild. Is this it for Mahito? Dude, he's shook. I've never seen Mahito like this. Wow, this is what he's been reduced to? He is still just a child, pretty much. You have to remember this. He put a rock in that snowball. He still dodged it? Nah, he's good. Bro, the snow situation. Wait, is that Chozo? No, it's Geto, excuse me. What does this mean? Wait, is he here? Like, actually here? What happened to Mei? Don't you freaking dare. Shit, man! Wow, what a shakeup. What a shakeup. Is there post-creds? No, that's it. Wow! Okay, another banger. Oh, that cliffhanger hits, bro. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better than it was, hot damn, that was another good one. Alright, so right off the bat, we're straight back into the fight. Mahito has like laid out like this transfigured human situation like all over the floor. Really cool. And he's trying to separate Toto away so he can just fight Yuji. So he creates these, I'll have to grab the names of them, but he uses like a specific technique, I believe. Polymorphic soul isomer, I believe. And essentially these things are like glass cannons. They're still technically transfigured humans, but they're burning through like multiple souls to create a lot of power, I think, but they just die in one shot. No issue for Toto once he was able to figure that out. But Toto was separated. He had to fight 3 of these things. It was easy, you know, one blow to each of them and they were done. But it was another instance which I find funny of Toto like underestimating the situation. Like he was really smart like reading into this, and he did this with Hanami as well. He accounted for all of Hanami's techniques all of the possibilities. And like in his head, like he was like self-proclaimed like super high IQ, and he was like, this guarantees victory, and then he goes in and something he didn't expect happens. And this is exactly what happened here. He was like, right, I'm gonna switch them around. I'm gonna make it so Yuji fights, assured victory against the other body, and I'm gonna fight this thing. And then it wasn't like he expected. He got absolutely rocked, but then he figured it out. So I just found that was funny. A little callback to season 1 Todo. But Todo comes back saying, you were really keen to leave me out of the fight, right? Like even at the start of this episode, the same scene at the end of the last episode where Mahito says, Yuji, this will be the last time we curse each other. And Todo's like, hey, what about me? I'm still here. I'm still relevant. So I love that little callback there as well. All right, and this whole domain expansion situation, Mahito is just learning so much, and he's able to do all of this because he just experienced like Black Flash for the first time. He's just evolved, about how he can use his cursed energy. So he's seen what Gojo can do. That 0.2 second domain expansion that Gojo used against Mahito and the other cursed spirits, Mahito has done the same thing. Now, it might be a bit difficult for me to understand this, but I'm going to do my best. Okay, so simultaneously, so instead of the domain being deployed and then the curse being embedded and activating, he's done it at the same time. So he's activated like his idol transfiguration at the very same instant in that 0.2 seconds that the domain has, existed for, and that's touched Todo on the hand. And that's all he was going for. He's like, I need to land some sort of blow on Todo, but I can't use my proper domain, because even if I just trap Todo, Yuji can just break in like he did last time. Then he's touching Sukuna's soul, and then it's a disaster. But in this instance, he does come face to face, Mahito does, with Sukuna and says, look, I'm safe for this instance, aren't I? And I imagine that's just because it's for 0.2 seconds or something. So I think I'm understanding that about as well as I can right now. Todo's arm does get affected by Mahito's idol transfiguration, and Todo without hesitation cuts it off. And I didn't even think about the fact that he can't use Boogie Woogie without both of his hands, which is presumably what Mahito was going for, but at least Todo survived that idol transfiguration. The narrator coming in clutch again, saying that one's technique that was embedded into the domain can't be used for a brief period. It has like a little cooldown after the domain expansion. So instead of going in for a big idol transfiguration that might have finished off Todo, Mahito went for a massive Black Flash, again, his second one. But Todo just all this cursed energy straight to his abs. He tanks it. He's got a massive bruise there though, and there's been a lot of attention drawn to this thing around Todo's neck. It hasn't gone unnoticed. I didn't talk about it last episode, but it hasn't gone unnoticed. And as soon as the string was about to snap, I was like, okay, this is going to be like a metaphorical snap, like Todo's going to snap. I thought it was just going to be a picture of Takada. I want to actually get her name right because I need to make sure it is Takada-chan. But it's not. It's got Yuji in there as well. Not just Takada, who we know Todo is absolutely obsessed with, but his brother, his best friend Yuji is in there as well. And it falls to the ground. It opens up, you can see the images of them in there, the snap, and then Todo's in his head, with Takada. One of, I believe, Takada's songs is playing in the background, and it's just, like I said, hey, whatever you need, Todo, whatever you need to dig deep and bring out, the best of yourself, hey, more power to you, man. Who am I to judge? And it's sick, and he goes absolutely nuts. He's pummeling Mahito. In his imagination, he has his other arm back, and this was sick. So we come back out of the imagination, and here's Todo. Mahito has his hand out, and Todo, and I'm like, there's no way he's able to activate his technique like that by clapping someone else's hand. So risky, because it's Mahito's hand, the idol transfiguration, but he swaps with Yuji, and Yuji comes in and just lays Mahito out. Another epic Black Flash, and then we go back to Todo, and you see his hand is all messed up from touching Mahito, which I was like, man, like, is this gonna like be really bad? But he's lost one hand, his other hand has been messed up, so he survived 2 instances of idol transfiguration, and I'm like, okay, he's looking pretty cooked, like, and he's done enough. Without Todo, we wouldn't be in this situation. Todo saved Yuji from Mahito. He had that epic speech last episode, and he's made it so we're in this situation right now. And look, I should not have slept on Todo. I should have known he was coming back, but I was like, man, that looks pretty rough. That's 2 idol transfigurations. He can't use his technique. He looks pretty cooked. And then Yuji says, look, Todo, hey, leave the rest to me. Thank you. And that's just like what Nanami was saying, you take it from here. Mahito is feeling really cooked now. He doesn't look good. He's managed to grasp the true essence essence of his soul, which he was leading to last episode. Like he said, I'm almost there after experiencing this black flash, I'm almost there. And then he uses his technique on himself and he transforms into like, you know, like his pure form. He was saying, he did say something like he was only just getting started. Once he kills Yuji, he'll be born fully into this world. That might just be metaphorical, but he looks dope. Like this is like final form Mahito. Like his body is like steel. That's what it sounds like when Yuji's hitting him. Like Yuji was like, it's just body, but it is so rock hard. It's like, it is dope. Not something I saw coming. I didn't think we'd get like a transformation like this. Really dope. And then the fight continues. Again, really cool choreography, really cool use of like Mahito's new form. Yuji's pretty much just taking a beating. He's getting sliced up everywhere. He's trying to figure out what's going on. And then Yuji realizes that if he wants to beat Mahito in this form, he needs to use a black flash with all of his cursed energy. And there's all this emphasis on no one can use a black flash at will. It's purely just about timing. I think it was like in that first trillionth of a second. That's how tight the window is to land a black flash. And we've seen like 3 or 4 already in the last few episodes. Yuji hit, I think, was it 4 in a row? And Nanami had the record as well. I could be wrong, 3 or 4. I don't really know. Okay, my recording session got interrupted during the discussion just then. It's actually been a full week since then. I've been dealing with COVID and whatnot, and I'm still getting over it, but I'm feeling well enough to at least finish this discussion. There's still so much I want to talk about and get this video up for you guys. Okay, so continuing on with this fight with Yuji against Mahito in his new form and just figuring out that he needs to land this black flash. And just after Yuji has this realization that he needs to use all of his cursed energy and whatnot, you see his leg like starts to tremble. And to me, that's just a sign of, you know, maybe the fatigue setting in or whatnot. But Mahito uses that opportunity to rush in, and one of his like blade spike kind of things on his arm starts to break. And you start to think that someone has entered the fight or something. But no, it's also Mahito feeling the effects of all the black flashes he's been taking, especially that big one from Yuji just after using his mini domain expansion. So they're both kind of feeling the effects of the fight right now, but Mahito still stands there, laughs in his crazy Mahito way and says, it still seems like we are brimming with energy. Like, it's so cool. There was so much emphasis on both of them clearly struggling. We're both feeling the effects of what's going on, but we're still gonna keep going. It's really cool. You have to acknowledge that. Really, really cool shots here as the fight continues, and you can hear Mahito's voice reiterating that no one can land a black flash at will. But something about the way Yuji is right now is convincing Mahito that Yuji can land a black flash at will right now. Naturally, Mahito is probably very aware of that. He's like, if I'm going to get hit, it might very well be a black flash. And then watching this next exchange of blows happen next, it's actually so clear to see what happens. Yuji and Mahito go to, you know, connect fists on this massive exchange, and part of Mahito's armor breaks away, you know, continuing to feel the effects from all the damage he's received. Yuji notices that and kind of glances his blow off of Mahito's fist right onto a part of, you know, Mahito's shoulder, chest area where the armor has peeled away. Mahito goes in for a massive blow thinking he's okay, but it was Yuji's divergent fist. And I was able to figure that out in real time because Mahito did say a time lag. But watching this back, you can see all the effects play out, and then bang, you know, the delay of cursed energy comes flying through into Mahito, and he gets rocked by Yuji's divergent fist. We haven't seen a lot of it lately, but that was really cool. And I have to pay more attention to the fact that, you know, Yuji's missing like a big chunk of his lip here, almost like Joker kind of style. But like I said during the episode, it's giving me like Sukuna vibes, like when Sukuna's like mouth kind of appears like on his cheek, like just below his eye. But I don't know if that's symbolic of anything, but it looks really cool. It makes Yuji look like a demon, even like, you know, Attack Titan like kind of vibes. It's just so cool. And if we thought Todo's first entrance into this series wasn't cool enough, he's back. He's standing on top of this cliff with one arm, the sun or something in the background. I don't know what that is, a massive light. Such a cool shot, but he's back. You know, like I said before, I shouldn't have counted him out. You know, he came in, he did a lot of really cool things. He was super impactful, but that was not nearly enough of Todo for this season. I should have known. And I'm going to try to unpack as much as I can from these lines. I could be reading into them too much, but it's just such a cool scene, and there's so many cool words, like the choice of words that are being used. So first of all, arms are just decorations, right? You took my arm, whatever, it's just a decoration. And then the act of applause is an acclamation of the soul. Obviously, applause relating to clapping at Todo's boogie woogie, and then of the soul being a Mahito thing, right? Mahito is all about, you know, the shape of one's soul. Like, did the soul come before the body, or all that kind of stuff? And then he claps his hand and his severed other hand together, which must hurt like hell, by the way. But he's not saying like the act of applause, like physically clapping, is necessary to kind of give off that notion of like what clapping means, right? He's like, it's an acclamation of the soul. You can just put forth that kind of energy, right? That kind of, you know, notion that clapping means. But as he does this little clap situation, Mahito shits himself thinking that Todo's activating Boogie Woogie, and he just lashes out and punches at something next to him, thinking he's about to be like right next to Todo or something like that. And then again, he shits himself and goes, oh, I haven't switched places and now I've been distracted. And then Todo does say, look, it's unfortunate my Boogie Woogie is already dead, and there's very clear emphasis on his hand that's been like pretty much destroyed by Mahito's idol transfiguration, and the other hand he cut off, like he cannot use his technique. That's what they were saying. But in that instance, Mahito was shook enough to think that there was a chance that Todo could. And then we get easily the coolest Black Flash of the whole show. This whole scene, the way it plays out, just epic. The whole scene, from Yuji stepping into the water to the look of shock on Mahito's face, the way the camera zooms into his eye and then it comes out and it's Yuji just winding up this massive Black Flash. And this is what we were saying. If Yuji wanted to, in this instance, he could land a Black Flash at will, and that's exactly what he did. Todo came in and distracted Mahito, and here comes Yuji, and the effects are just epic. The voice acting on Yuji's voice actor's part, so good. And then Mahito's done. His new form, this armor, it's gone. And he's on the floor saying, I'm not done. He tries to pull out more transfigured humans that he keeps on him, but he's all out. And then Yuji comes in with some very big words. Like I've been saying, Mahito was spitting last episode when he was talking about all that stuff about the war and, you know, their ideals and whatnot. And Yuji says, I'll accept it. I'm the same as you. And Mahito was putting out this idea of that Mahito kills without thinking and Yuji saves without thinking. And Yuji's like, look, I wanted to pretend I didn't understand what you said, but I'll accept it. It's different now. I'm just gonna kill you. And I'm pretty sure to Mahito are the only time we've heard Yuji like utter these words. Like when he killed Junpei, Yuji's like, I'm going to kill you. And that scene was really epic back in season 1. And he said it multiple times throughout this season as well. And now right now. And he even says, if you're reborn again, I'm going to kill you again. Doesn't matter what you look like, what your name is, I'm gonna kill you again and again. The very ideals and just what Mahito embodies, everything that he is, Yuji is like, I'm going to dispel that from the world as many times as it takes. And he says, I don't need meaning or reason for it anymore. And that immediately made me think of Gojo and Geto at the very start of this season, right? When Gojo's holding Riko's corpse and says, you know, Geto, should we kill these guys? But the way I'm feeling, like I doubt I'd feel anything about it. He says there doesn't need to be a reason, does there? And Geto says, no, there absolutely does, especially for Jujutsu sorcerers. So this is giving, you know, Gojo early season 2 vibes, like in Gojo's past. Which is really interesting because we know if Gojo killed all those people back there, it wouldn't have been a good look for Gojo, right? Something he probably shouldn't have done. So is that kind of leaning towards the fact that maybe Yuji shouldn't be killing Mahito here? Even though he absolutely should. Like we know Yuji's ideals and he's killed transfigured humans before without knowing what they were. But even if he did, like them being humans, I'm sure he would have thought differently about it. Mahito, there's nothing human about him. He's purely a cursed spirit. So I really don't see anything wrong with Yuji being the one to kill Mahito. In fact, I think it's very fitting. I could be reading too much into this, that's just what it made me think of. Either way, it's a really epic line. And Yuji continuing to say things like, you know, I'm sure I'm just one big cog in the wheel, like I understand my role in this. I don't have to be the one, you know, to save Gojo or do all the crazy things, which is what he said fighting Chozo. He said in that instance, I just need to defeat Chozo. And maybe that's what he's thinking about Mahito here. I just need to be the one to defeat Mahito. Maybe centuries from now, there'll be some meaning towards my actions. Like I'm just one big cog in the wheel. Like this is my role right now in front of me. And then as Mahito is absolutely shook, Yuji says that the final line here, I'll just keep killing curses until I rust away. That is my role in this war. And then we snap to this whole wintry forest depiction of how Yuji is just like the hunter and Mahito is the prey, you know, the wolf in this rabbit situation. The interpretation is so good. Like Mahito's running away like in this wintry forest kind of thing. It was a really cold line by Yuji. Like he just seems so cold-hearted here. So maybe that's what this is referring to. I'm not entirely sure. But Mahito's running like he trips and like breaks his ankle and it snaps to the rabbit with the broken foot and it's the same thing. And then we flash to the wolves. There's this one white wolf in the middle with the same scar on its face that Yuji has. It's just so cool. Like seeing Yuji like this as like the alpha predator to Mahito of of all things is just such a crazy development to think where we've come from season 1 with these two. And Mahito has been reduced to like, he's begging. Like hearing the way that Mahito is like screaming, like in this instance, is like I said, I'm pretty sure there's been some emphasis on Mahito being a younger curse, right? He's still learning. So a lot of the childlike, I guess, properties of him come out here. Like he's like screaming, he has no control. He's like having a tantrum almost. Like he's like, I can't accept this. He's throwing snowballs at Yuji. He puts a rock in one of them and throws it at Yuji. And Yuji's just like, you know, he has this really sick look about him. And then he goes in for a couple of blows on Mahito, kicks him down. And then it's Geto. Of all people, it's Geto. I've been talking about what's going on with this Mei and Geto fight for episodes now. Maybe this is something I could have seen coming, you know? Maybe Geto's just gonna appear somewhere, and he does right in front of Mahito as Yuji's about to finish him off. And there's a lot I want to actually talk about at the end here, and I'll talk about some of this at the start of the next episode as well, in case people miss it. So Mahito is pretty much begging for Geto, like, to help him at this point, and Geto says, "Shall I save you, Mahito?" Cliffhanger, disgusting. It is what it is. We move on. We've got 2 episodes left. So my interpretation of that, I know it's not actually Geto, but I'm going to keep referring to him as Geto. Can Geto just use his technique to save Mahito? Is that what he means? Like, I'm sure that is an option. Like, he can just, like, absorb Mahito as a curse, you know, and take him in. But I imagine more so what he means is like, do you want me to fight Yuji for you? Which would be another crazy shakeup, because I imagine Todo can still fight. He was up, he can't use his technique. Maybe he won't be that useful, I don't know. I think something else that could be really interesting is we know the Kyoto students are on the way. I would be shocked if they had nothing to do with the last 2 episodes here, even though there's not much left. Maybe Utahimi could come in and have some, you know, influence here with Geto, because we know Utahimi, you know, was with Geto and Gojo and Shoko back in, you know, early season 2. But that's a crazy shakeup. Like, what does this mean? Can Yuji continue to fight? Can he even fight Geto? Like, is he on that level? I would like to think so, given that Okotsu was pretty much like on Geto's level, if not slightly above, and Yuji's come so far and whatnot, but he's really tired, he's really worn out. I really don't have much to go on. I'm just really excited to see what happens with all of that. But now I have a lot of questions I need answered, and I'll go over these at the start of the next episode as well. So first of all, what in the world's happened to Mei and Wee Wee, right? Did they get rocked by Geto? I was really excited to see Mei fight Geto, but I'm really interested as to what might have happened. Like, we know Mei is a sucker for money and making deals like that. Maybe they cut a deal or something. I really don't know. Maybe Geto sealed them away in the prison realm as well. I really don't know. But that's question number 1. Question number 2 is obviously, is Nobata dead or alive? I'm really leaning towards she's going to be alive at this point. If we don't find out by the end of this season, I'm throwing hands. Maki as well. We have not revisited that whole situation since Nanami died. Like, I don't know what's going on with that, and I'm upset. We know Ijichi is fine. We know Megumi is fine. I believe Ino is fine as well. You know, we haven't even checked in on Gojo in the prison realm. I believe they said that Geto actually took the prison realm, so I believe he has it on him right now. Maybe we're going to get an update on Gojo, but so many questions, like I said. But now this is the last thing I want to talk about. It's not related to this episode. It's just something that I've been thinking about. So we know what Geto's goal is, right? From earlier on in this season, in the Gojo's past arc, we learned what Geto actually wants to do. Remove all the people who don't have cursed energy from the world. So it's just Jujutsu sorcerers. He starts off by killing everyone in his hometown, except for the 2 girls that got killed off by Sukuna in this season, right? So Geto's goal is just monstrous, right? He's snapped. The whole incident with the Star Religious group just really cooked him. But his interaction with Gojo in episode 5, I believe, of this season, you know, the whole, are you the strongest because you're Gojo, or does being Gojo make you the strongest? And Geto saying, if I was you, I could accomplish what I wanted to, like that, you know? If this was something that Gojo wanted to do, he could accomplish it like that. Here's the thing. Geto is no longer Geto. Geto is still in there somewhere, like his soul, I believe, but he is being controlled by whatever this thing on his brain is, right? That took him over after Okotsu defeated him in the movie. And now, this thing has Gojo in the prison realm. Now, we have to at least make the assumption that this thing wants the same thing that Geto does. Maybe not for the same reasons, but maybe it wants to do something similar to Geto. And maybe it's not able to do it in Geto's body, but now it has Gojo. Can it maybe take over Gojo's body? Wouldn't that be insane? Like, am I reading like into the entire plot right now? I actually think a lot of people might have already thought about this now that we know the nature of this thing that's like inside Geto. But that's a crazy thing to think about, that whole link between what Geto was saying to Gojo and now this situation. And I think maybe what this could be leading to, you know, way later on down the track, is this thing does take over Gojo, but then Geto comes back and he comes back and he tries to help them get Gojo back. I don't know. Wouldn't that be insane? Because this thing was Geto was trying trying to take his body back. It's so much to think about, and it's so interesting. So I'm going to hold on to that, and maybe we'll get some sort of answers about that in these last 2 episodes now that Geto is here. But that is so interesting. But that's all that I've been thinking about. I've got all these questions I need answered, and this big theory, and I hope all of that gets addressed in the next 2 episodes. But I'm gonna leave this one here. Got 2 episodes to go. I'm actually feeling really good now, so I think I'm gonna start watching those today and hopefully get those up really soon. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel if you want to see more content like this. And if you feel like supporting the channel even more, I do have a link to my Patreon down below. But with all that being said, please continue to leave your comments and feedback down below. You know, I always appreciate it, and we'll see you all in the next episode of Jujutsu Kaisen.